As many others, this story begins with a little restless boy, a visionary and a dreamer, and the son of a working-class family from Cerralvo, in the state of Nuevo León, Mexico, who started making a living at a very young age. A born businessman, marketing expert, and salesman, Don Roberto González Barrera is a clear example of how, when a fight for an ideal is waged with honesty, many otherwise unimaginable accomplishments are possible. It was 1948 in Cerralvo when a hard-working man, an innate engineer and researcher, Don Roberto M. González Gutiérrez, and his son, a young man with a great enthusiastic, entrepreneurial, visionary, and commercially sensitive spirit, Don Roberto González Barrera, had a dream: to modernize Mexico's most ancestral tradition and begin the tortilla industrialization process, transforming corn into nixtamalized corn flour, thus allowing the product to stay fresh longer. It all started when young Roberto González Barrera was visiting a friend in Reynosa, Tamaulipas, and discovered a rustic grinding mill with a maximum output of 18 tons per month of corn flour to make tortillas. Without thinking it over twice and with a great vision, he decided to buy it right away to start a new venture. Immediately, Don Roberto González Barrera and his father put themselves to the job. With much effort, dedication, research, hard work, and many sacrifices, on May 1949 in Cerralvo, they founded the first plant of nixtamalized corn flour in the world, and were not only able to improve the quality of the flour, but in only 6 years, they were producing up to 150 tons a month. Throughout the 50s, Don Roberto González Barrera and his father continued enhancing the corn flour production process. However, they wanted to do a lot more than that. They wished to embark on the adventure of conquering the country. With that objective, working hard and tirelessly, they created a brand which is now present in millions of households, our beloved Maseca brand, which was called Nixarina. Maseca was the name Don Roberto gave this revolutionary product. Its origin comes from masa seca, or dry dough, that is, dehydrated corn flour. Those were years of much work and research, and with time, they bore fruit. To make their corn flour known, they visited cities, towns, tortilla-making shops, and went door to door to tell more and more people about the quality of their products. When their corn flour was finally valued because of its quality and excellent results to make tortillas, they set on the path to nourish the heart of all Mexicans. In 1957, full of illusions and new projects, Don Roberto González Barrera built a second Gruma plant in Acaponeta, Nayarit, Mexico. With it, he doubled his bet on the challenge of conquering a market that only consumed traditionally made tortillas. His great business vision, his gift for human relations and enterprising spirit took him to the state of Chihuahua in 1961, where in July of that year, he built Molinos Azteca de Chihuahua, using leading-edge technology and designs. Talent and hard teamwork are two indispensable conditions for major accomplishments. Thus, one of Gruma's most important pillars then became part of the company. Engineer Manuel Rubio Portilla, a talented professional who has used his research knowledge and technology to strengthen the company, which has always developed its own technological know-how. In the 1960s, with the Ciudad Obregón Sonora flour corn plant and the ones in Rio Bravo, Tamaulipas, Michoacán, and the Molinos Azteca plant in Guadalupe, Nuevo León, Don Roberto González Barrera's dream had started materializing and growing right before his eyes. Gruma had become a business reality, for it had consolidated with 7 plants in Mexico. With the purpose of recovering the corn culture through a tortilla with a high nutritional value, the government of Costa Rica approached its Mexican counterparts. This relationship gave way to an excellent opportunity for Gruma that accepted the challenge in 1973 and started operating in that Central American country. Don Roberto used such a fruitful experience to test three aspects, which were fundamental in the company's global growth: developing high-speed machines, enriching the tortilla with soybean protein, and proving that the tortilla could be produced, packaged, preserved, and distributed without losing its nutritional properties. Currently, Costa Ricans consume many of the Gruma products that have been so successful in Mexico and throughout the world. That is why Costa Rica is considered Gruma's school. Later, Don Roberto's exceptional business vision led him to start considering the neighboring country of the north as the next important step of his expansion process. Therefore, in 1977, he acquired his first tortilla plant in the United States. It was Mission Foods, based in California, which constituted the beginning of a long chain of success stories. Today, Mission is the leading brand in the U.S., as well as Gruma's global brand within the corn tortilla, wheat tortilla, flatbread, and snacks categories. In 1989, the company purchased the Guerrero brand, which was already very well known by Mexicans in the Los Angeles area. Thanks to Gruma, it has become a brand loved by the tortilla and tostada Hispanic market in the U.S. As of 1992, Gruma's production level allowed it to expand its operation to Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, and Venezuela, where the company was well received because of the high quality and variety of its products. Later, Gruma set out to become a public company, and in 1994 it made its first public offering at the Mexican Stock Exchange. It was followed by another one in 1998 at the New York Stock Exchange. In 1999, the company expanded its operations in Venezuela, acquiring Molinos Nacionales, Monaca, the second corn and wheat producer in that country, thus consolidating as an important food company with leader brands. That same year, Gruma decided to win the tastes of the world by building its first plant in Europe, in Coventry, England, which started operating in 2000. Almost instantaneously, it started producing flatbreads and wheat tortillas and conquered English palates, especially with the now well-known wraps. However, since Don Roberto González Barrera's projects are as big as the world, in 2004, Gruma acquired a corn flour mill in Italy and a tortilla plant in Holland. That same year, Gruma was the first private company of the global emerging markets sector to place a perpetual bond, a debt instrument that pays periodical interests indefinitely, with which it solidified its financial structure. Just as the tortilla is a staple in the Mexican diet, other cultures, as the European, have different flatbreads, which have allowed Gruma to increasingly conquer tastes for flatbread, also adapt to new lifestyles. In recent years, thanks to flatbreads and to new eating trends, the wheat tortilla is now impressively demanded in Europe. To meet the needs of such a remarkable market, Gruma operates with state-of-the-art tortilla making machines, which produce 3,000 dozens per hour. A great dream cannot be stopped. Thus, in 2006, Gruma made its dream come true, starting operations in Asia and Oceania. That expansion has allowed Don Roberto to be the Mexican businessman with the highest food category investment in that continent. The opening of plants in Asia and Oceania has constituted far-reaching accomplishments in the company's high levels of efficiency and competitiveness, because from the beginning, the operational formula has been highly successful in China, Malaysia, and Australia. Today, Gruma is the most globalized Mexican food company, a world leader in the production of corn flour and tortillas, as well as an important player in wheat flour and byproducts, such as flatbreads. Last year, Gruma received the valuable recognition on the list of World Finance 100 from the renowned London-based magazine World Finance, which distinguishes Gruma as one of the top 100 companies in its production field. With 92 plants and presence in more than 100 countries, we now produce over 100 million tortillas a day. We also manufacture and industrialize other food products such as rice, heart of palm, pasta, tuna fish, and snacks, and have leader brands in each segment where we market our products such as Maseca, Mission, Guerrero, Selecta, Robin Hood, Juana, La Comadre, Tortirricas, Tosti, Louisiana, Rumba, and La Cima, among many others, thanks to the support and the work of more than 20,000 employees who nourish the heart of Mexico and the world. With over 60 years of efforts, challenges, dedication, and work, Gruma has conquered the heart of Mexicans as the unquestionable global leader in corn flour and tortilla production. At Gruma, we will always continue committing ourselves with those who have made us what we are. This story doesn't end here. For that commitment that we made over 60 years ago, we'll continue sowing the path and harvesting success. Gruma, the company that nourishes the heart of Mexico and the world.